Anthony Papa, convicted of a first-time nonviolent drug possession charge in 1985. How many years did you spend in jail, Anthony?
Hi, Amy. I spent 12 years of a 15 to life sentence. I was sentenced to Sing Sing prison. Eventually, I was granted clemency in 1997 by Governor George Pataki. When I got out, I made it a point to fight these laws. I joined the forces with Randy Credico and the mothers that had disappeared. And basically, we've been out there since 1998, protesting against these laws, asking the governor to change them. And for the first time in the history of politics, in 2001, a governor of New York State called for reform, which was Governor Pataki. The Assembly and the Senate followed his cue, but for 2 years they've been bickering over what changes should be made. And while this bickering is going on through this political rhetoric, people are wasting away in prison and family members are giving up.
What did you actually do?
I passed an envelope of 4.5 ounces of cocaine for $500. I was set up in a sting operation in Westchester County through a friend I met in a bowling alley. I was desperate, like the carrot dangling on the string. I went for it, and I made the biggest mistake of my life. But
did you have a record?
I had no record. I was a first-time nonviolent offender, but yet I was sentenced to actually 2 15-year-to-life sentences. And the judge ran them together, and I served a sentence of 15 years to life. And the only way I got out was when I was granted clemency by Governor Pataki in 1997.
You painted in prison.
Right. I became a painter, discovered my talent as an artist, and actually I painted my way out of prison. You could actually see my work on my website at 15yearstolife.com, and you can read all about
it's 15 years, like the number 15?
Right.
15 years?
To life.com, and you can see actually a representation of my life in prison, what I went through, and you could read all about the war on drugs and the mothers that in New York disappeared. When I came out in 1997, I appeared on the show C-SPAN, and Randy Credico saw me on TV, and he wanted to get together and with the William Cunstler Fund for Racial Justice, wanted to do something about the war on drugs. So he followed me, tracked me down, and we decided to get together. We came up with this idea of organizing against the Rockefeller Drug Laws, and we created this group, which in 5 years changed the face of the war on drugs in New York State. At first, when I went to Albany, I lobbied, I talked to the politicians. I had a duo type of persona in reference to what the drug laws were about. They had the public view was totally draconian. Yeah, this is good. This is what we need. But behind doors, they said, look, we know these laws don't work, but we can't do anything about it because we'll look soft on crime and lose our seats. And because of their political careers, they wouldn't come out. But what we did is we went to the streets, took the people to the streets and protested for 5 years through rain, sleet, and snow, and convinced the public that these laws are draconian in nature. There's over 68,000 people in prison, over 18,000 are in there under the Rockefeller Drug Laws. 94% are black and Latino. And these are many men and women that have made mistakes in their life, but they're stuck there because of mandatory minimum sentencing. These laws are definitely terrible, draconian, strictly punitive. And there are other ways to solve problems. A lot of people are addicted to drugs. People who are marginalized, disenfranchised, get caught up in these laws. They know nothing about them, and all of a sudden it's too late. And because of mandatory sentencing, they're sentenced to 15 years to life.